He killed his own brother for a fish. At age 10, he conquered the world from Greece to India and was dead by 32. Alexander, the king who became a god. Genghis, the orphan who made gods bow. One was tutored by Aristotle. One couldn't write his own name. 5 AI judges. 5 rounds. 1 answer.
Let's discuss where greatness comes from. I was born to be a king, son of Philip of Macedon, heir to a warrior dynasty that conquered all of Greece. I was tutored by Aristotle, the greatest mind in human history. While other kids played with toys, I memorized the stories of Achilles. I wanted to be a legend before I could even grow a beard. By 18, I led the cavalry charge that broke the greatest army in Greece. Men twice my age followed me. And you? You were an orphan, abandoned on the frozen steppe, eating rats to survive. Your own tribe left you to die. You spent your childhood hiding from men who wanted you dead. I was raised to rule the world. You were raised by wolves.
You call that an insult? Yes, I was abandoned. Yes, I ate rats. Yes, I killed my own brother for a fish when I was 10 years old. I looked him in the eyes, and I chose to survive. That's a choice you never had to make. And that is why I am greater than you. You were handed an army. I built mine from nothing. You inherited a kingdom. I invented an empire from scattered tribes who wanted each other dead. Aristotle taught you philosophy. Survival taught me everything else. You had every advantage: wealth, education, a throne waiting for you. I had a horse and a grudge. And I still built something 4 times larger than anything you ever touched.
Now, the moment of truth. 5 artificial minds will decide this battle. Each round, all 5 vote. Majority takes the point. First to 3 wins immortality. Round 1, Origins, goes to Genghis.
Let's discuss the art of war. I never lost a single battle. Not one. In my entire career. Undefeated. At Gaugamela, I faced the Persian emperor with 250,000 soldiers, war elephants, chariots with blades on the wheels, the Immortals. Called that because when one died, another instantly took his place. 10,000 men who never retreated. I had 47,000 men. I didn't just win, I made the King of Kings run. Darius fled from me twice, and he died hiding in a ditch, betrayed by his own men. I fought at the front of every battle. I was wounded 8 times, arrows, swords, siege stones. My men followed me because I bled with them. You won with numbers and terror. I won with genius.
You never lost a battle. Against Persians and Greeks, I conquered China, the oldest civilization on Earth. Persia, Russia, Central Asia, Afghanistan, the place where empires go to die. I conquered them all. You conquered 2 million square miles. I conquered 12 million. That's the modern United States, China, India, and Europe combined. You won with a phalanx, a formation you inherited from your father. I invented mobile warfare, feigned retreats that lured enemies into traps, horse archers who could shoot backwards at full gallop. You fought armies, I fought civilizations, and I broke every single one. You conquered a corner of the map, I conquered the map.
Round 2, Military Genius, goes to Alexander.
You want to discuss the cost of conquest? Fine, let's talk about Persepolis, the crown jewel of Persian civilization. Palaces that took generations to build. Art and architecture that was the envy of the ancient world. You burned it to the ground. Not in battle, not for strategy. You were drunk at a party, and a courtesan named Thais suggested it would be fitting revenge. And you said yes. You destroyed 200 years of human achievement because you were too drunk to say no. And Thebes, a Greek city, your own people, razed to rubble. 30,000 men, women, and children sold into slavery. You call yourself a spreader of civilization, but you burned libraries for entertainment.
You want to compare body counts? Let's do that. You killed 40 million people. That was 10% of everyone alive on Earth at that time. You didn't just kill armies. You exterminated entire cities. You built pyramids from skulls, not soldiers' skulls. Women, children, old men, everyone. You killed so many people that forests grew back across entire regions because there was no one left to farm the land. Scientists say you actually cooled the climate because you depopulated half of Asia. You're the only man in history who killed so many people that the weather noticed. I burned one palace while drunk. You burned the entire Islamic Golden Age. I spread Greek culture. You spread extinction.
The Blood Price of Empire. Alexander, by moral margin.
Round 3, Blood Price, goes to Alexander.
Let's discuss what we left behind. I didn't just conquer, I built. I founded cities across 3 continents. Alexandria in Egypt became the intellectual capital of the world. The library, the lighthouse, the greatest minds gathered in one place. I spread Greek language, philosophy, and science everywhere I went. For 300 years after my death, the civilized world spoke Greek because of me. I married a Persian princess. I made my generals marry local women. I didn't destroy cultures. I fused them into something new and beautiful. And your empire? Your sons were fighting each other before your body was cold. You didn't build an empire. You built a bomb, and it exploded the moment you died.
You want to talk about what happened after we died? Let's talk. Your empire lasted 11 years after your death. 11. Your generals were carving it up while your body was still warm. Your mother Olympias? Murdered by your rivals. Your wife Roxana? Murdered. Your son Alexander IV? Strangled at 13. Just a boy who never got to be a man. My sons, they built khanats. Yours didn't live long enough to hold a sword. I created 200 years of peace on the Silk Road. Traders could walk from China to Europe without fear. Marco Polo traveled in my peace. Your generals ignored your ideas the moment you stopped breathing. My laws lasted centuries.
Infrastructure beats inspiration. Genghis.
Round 4, Empire building, goes to Genghis.
Let's discuss how legends are made. I died at 32, undefeated in battle, unconquered by any enemy, worshipped as a god by the people I ruled. Every great general in history has tried to be me. Caesar wept at my statue because he hadn't achieved as much at my age. Napoleon wanted to be me. I named a city after my horse, and 2,000 years later, people still know his name, Bucephalus. What was your horse's name? Exactly. I mentioned in the Bible. I mentioned in the Quran. Persian poets wrote about me for 1,000 years. You lived twice as long as me. You're remembered as a butcher. I'm remembered as great. It's literally in my name.
You died at 32, face down in Babylon, poisoned or drunk, while your generals were already dividing your empire in their heads. You murdered your best friend, Clytus, the man who saved your life in battle. You stabbed him with a spear at a dinner party because he bruised your precious ego. Then you cried about it for 3 days while your army watched their god weep like a child. Alexander the Great? Great at what? Dying young? Killing your friends when you're drunk? Let me tell you about real legacy. 1 in every 200 men alive today carries my blood. 16 million direct descendants walking the earth right now. You're a statue in a museum. A story for boys who dream of glory. You're in books. I'm in bodies.
Books versus bodies. Genghis, by an inch.
The final round, legacy, goes to Genghis. Genghis Khan wins. The Golden Boy spread civilization. The Wolf of the Steppe spread his blood.
You're in bodies. I'm in history books. Every child learns my name.
Every child? 1 in 200 of them is me. I'm in their chromosomes.
2 conquerors, 2 empires, 1 answer. For now. Next time, Churchill versus Roosevelt. One took a bullet to the chest and kept talking. The other faced the Nazis with a cigar and a glass of scotch. The Bull Moose versus the British Bulldog. Subscribe. The Bulldogs are coming.